A single pill could let you live forever. No disease, no aging, no death. But within just 5 years of its invention, governments would ban it, riots would consume major cities, and the global population would face the most terrifying crisis in human history. What sounds like humanity's greatest achievement would become our darkest nightmare. Here's why. Imagine scientists announce it tomorrow, a drug called Eternix that completely stops cellular aging. You take one pill daily and your biological clock freezes forever. Within hours, the announcement breaks the internet. Within days, billions of people demand access. The stock market explodes. Religious leaders call emergency meetings. But here's what nobody anticipated in those first euphoric moments. The consequences that would unfold over the next decade would reshape everything we know about civilization, economics, and what it means to be human. The pharmaceutical company sets the initial price at $50,000 per year of treatment. Seems expensive, right? But when you're buying infinity, it's actually a bargain. The ultra-wealthy scramble to secure lifetime supplies. Tech billionaires stockpile decades worth. Celebrity Instagram posts show off their Eternix lifestyle. A new status symbol emerges, immortality. But here's where things get dark. The global wealth gap explodes overnight. Protests erupt in every major city. Immortality for all or immortality for none becomes the rallying cry. Governments face an impossible choice. Let only the rich live forever or somehow provide it to 8 billion people. Some countries attempt universal distribution. Norway uses its oil fund. Japan launches a lottery system. The United States gridlocks in political debate for months. But the real problem? Nobody's thought about what happens when people stop dying. Currently, about 60 million people die each year. That's 164,000 every single day. This creates space, literally space in jobs, homes, hospital beds, resources. Now remove those deaths entirely. Add 140 million new births annually. Do the math. In just 1 year, global population jumps from 8 billion to 8.2 billion, all needing food, water, energy, jobs. But it gets worse. Your boss has been in that position for 15 years. She's 55. With immortality, she'll hold that job for centuries. Young people stop getting promoted. Job openings vanish. The entire concept of retirement becomes obsolete. Why would anyone retire when they have infinite time ahead? Universities face a crisis. Tenured professors never leave. Students graduate into a job market with a 47% unemployment rate. Economies built on generational turnover grind to a halt. Suicide rates skyrocket among young people who realize they'll never own a home, never lead a company, never have the opportunities previous generations took for granted. The Immortals, those who can afford continuous treatment, become a permanent ruling class. Remember how I said 140 million new people every year? By year 3, we've added 420 million humans who need to eat. Global food production can't scale fast enough. Water stress becomes water crisis. Energy grids overload. Rolling blackouts become normal in major cities. Countries with resources build walls. Immigration becomes the defining political issue worldwide. Climate change accelerates as we burn through resources at unprecedented rates. But here's the truly shocking part. Organized crime creates a counterfeit Eternix empire worth $2 trillion annually. Fake pills flood the market. Some do nothing. Some are poison. Thousands die taking knockoffs, desperately chasing immortality. Kidnappings surge as criminals target the wealthy for their Eternix supplies. A new type of theft emerges, immortality robbery. Home invasions focus solely on medicine cabinets. Governments struggle to regulate. Some countries ban Eternix entirely, calling it an affront to God's plan. Others make it a human right. The world fractures along immortality lines. Population hits 9.2 billion. Major cities become uninhabitable. Tokyo, Lagos, Sao Paulo. Populations surge beyond infrastructure capacity. Food riots become weekly occurrences. Governments impose child licenses. You need permission to have a baby. The birth rate must drop to 0 in most countries just to stabilize. And then, someone asks the question that changes everything. A bioethicist named Dr. Sarah Chen stands before the United Nations and asks, if everyone lives forever, who gets to be born? Think about it. Earth has a carrying capacity. Let's say it's 10 billion people. We're already at 9.2 billion and climbing. If the current population never dies, then future generations can't exist. Your children might be the last generation born, ever. Their children, forbidden, not allowed to exist because immortals occupy all available space. This triggers the great debate. What's more important, the right to live forever or the right of future generations to live at all? Society splits into two factions. The Eternalists believe those already alive have the right to continue. We're here, we're alive, you can't ask us to die. The Natalists believe reproduction is fundamental. You're stealing the future from billions of unborn children. Your immortality is their extinction. Violence erupts. Terrorist groups target Eternix production facilities. Extremists poison water supplies in wealthy neighborhoods. The death toll reaches millions, the cruel irony being that people are dying in a war over immortality. But here's what nobody predicted. The Immortals themselves start breaking down psychologically. Humans evolved to live 70 to 80 years. Our brains aren't wired for centuries. By year 20, the first Immortals report severe depression. By year 50, many beg for death. Relationships crumble, marriages that lasted decades dissolve, people change, but now they have infinite time to grow apart. Friendships fade when you have 500 years to make new ones. Meaning collapses. Why rush anything when you have forever? Procrastination becomes permanent, life goals dissolve, the human drive that comes from mortality, our urgency, our passion, evaporates. A new condition emerges: eternal ennui. The crushing boredom of infinite time. By year 10, a Stanford study delivers the devastating conclusion. For every year humanity uses widespread immortality, we sacrifice approximately 200 million potential future lives. The children who will never be born, the geniuses who will never cure cancer, the artists who will never create, the loves that will never happen, all erased, so we can live forever. So here's where the scenario ends. Not with a solution, but with an impossible choice. Most governments eventually ban Eternix, not because they want to, but because the alternative is civilizational collapse. The drug still exists, traded in shadows, used by the ultra-wealthy in hidden enclaves. Humanity returns to mortality, not because we couldn't achieve immortality, but because the cost was too high. We learned that death isn't just an end. It's what makes room for beginnings. It's what gives life urgency. It's what makes love precious and moments matter. The immortality drug taught us the cruelest lesson, that living forever means nothing new can ever truly begin. Maybe death isn't the enemy we thought it was. Maybe it's the price we pay for renewal, for fresh starts, for the next generation to have their chance. Your 80 years aren't a curse. They're your share of infinity. Use them well. Because in a universe where everyone lives forever, nobody really lives at all. So here's my question for you. If the immortality pill existed tomorrow and you could afford it, would you take it? Knowing everything you know now? Drop your answer in the comments. I'm genuinely curious where you stand.